Sácale punta esta milonga que ya llegó. Taram, pam, pam. ¿Cómo estás, Eva?
Yo estoy bien, ¿y vos?
Bien, muy bien, apagando la calefacción.
Me parece bien.
Hola, queridos amigos, bienvenidos a nuestro canal una vez más. You are so gorgeous. This turquoise color suits you so well.
Thank you.
Look at you.
Me parece que me amás.
You look like a gemstone, like a turquoise.
Thank you.
Tonight we're going to learn a beautiful movement. I love doing this movement. It is a combination of Amague and Boleo.
I like it too.
The movements that we have been exploring the previous weeks are a getaway to this movement. For example, we work on Amague, right? So when you find yourself doing this sideways Amague, you do not necessarily have to collect and move forward. You could plug in this movement of today's class.
Amague and boleo.
It is actually plug and play.
Sí. Vamos a hacer un amague y un boleo. Muy lindo ese. Se siente muy bien.
Besides, Americana is a movement that I love as well. I use it a lot. I use it for turns. I use it for Americanas,
For ganchos.
for ganchos. It's a getaway to a lot of beautiful things, particularly dancing in a mirror position. Mirror position is when you and your partner are doing a movement that resembles a reflection. For example, this is the Americana or salida Americana. This is called Americana because this is how the traditional American tango has been portrayed throughout the century. So when this came to Argentina, Argentinians say, oh, that's the American way. Or
La salida americana.
salida americana. Ram, pam, ti, ra, ram, pa, ta, 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 ra.
I don't know about that.
Exactly.
Anyways.
We do it slightly different, but we still do the Americana. It's very useful. And like I said, a getaway to a lot of interesting movements. When you both are walking with the same leg, or the mirror leg, the leg closer to each other, you are in a mirror position. So this space is divided in half with an imaginary line between these hands and my right elbow. From that line away belongs to my partner. From that line to me belongs to me. So as we do a step to the side, I bring her with my hand a little bit inwards, and then we both step through. That's how we achieve it. And this is a mirror position. You see, we're both doing a reflection of the same movement. When we go side, we go back, we go side, we go together. Quite enjoyable.
I think it's very good if you want to practice, put yourself in front of a mirror. Actually, so for you, for what? To actually understand how much you need to turn to go forward, because very often time we occupy the space of our partners.
Yes,
So if
and then
you
your
are not
partner has to
sure-
compensate.
Correct. If
That's
you're
a good
not
point.
sure, if you are doing a mirror, like if you have a mirror in front of you, you can grab yourself there, and when you turn, you be sure that you don't go towards the mirror because it will be a wall or a mirror.
You'll crash with it.
Exactly. So that will let you know that you probably are occupying the space with your partner, which in other steps might be a good thing, but not in what we are trying to accomplish today.
The boxers practice with their shadow. They look at their shadow and they study their form, So this will be similar to do that.
Yes, correct. The same if they go away from it, from the mirror.
Yes.
Yeah? That's not good neither.
Exactly.
They will be like that.
Exactly. The mirror line divides in half, and you cannot go further away or
Close or
anywhere
through.
closer. You have to respect that line. From there, that's the split in half. Half for your partner, half for yourself.
This will apply for this
Today's movement.
today movement, and it's not only in the first part, it's also in the second part going to Boleo. So this is a very important point for you to really keep in consideration.
Yes. Now, for the anxious people that cannot wait until we explain things, this is today's move. Now, if you want to stay,
Got it?
right?
Do it!
If you want to stay for the explanation, this is where we begin now. However, YouTube has a play bar. So if you want to skip parts of the video and go straight to the demonstration or somewhere in between, feel free to do. We love having you enjoying our videos, so that's all that matters. How you use it is really up to you. We make this to help you improve your dance, and especially Milonga right now. Now, the getaway, as I said earlier, is right after the side step. At this moment is where the lead is thinking, okay, what's next? Or Tango kicks in, and it flows. At that point is where you will turn your partner inwards and making sure that you have enough space for both of your hips, not going like boom, sorry for that. That was only for the demonstration. But making sure that there is room for both of you. And here what I do is I apply a little tension to the elbow. I do not rotate my partner like this. I apply pressure to the elbow and I activate. The frame is something that you have to match. If I have, let's say, 2 pounds of pressure, my partner will give me 2 pounds of pressure. If I increase my pressure, my partner will increase it with me. It's something that you have to agree to. Different people have different strengths and they like to dance with different amount of strength in their frame. Sometimes softer than others, sometimes firmer than others. The point is that as I don't move my elbows, but I rotate, applying a little pressure and turning her with my wrist inwards, then my partner realizes that the next step is going to be a front step. Front, side, back, boleo. Front, side, back, boleo. Front, side, back, boleo. Front, and then to another thing.
Yes.
And this has some complexity. It's easier said than done. So we're going to keep it simple for now, if that's even possible. Let's say I'm doing my basic step, I close, I find myself on a side step, I bring through the center, I check. Check means you have to convince your partner to extend her leg sideways, but don't go too far. Otherwise, you're just going all the way to the left, all the way to the right, like a windshield wiper, and that's going to be very tiring. So in Milonga, more than anything, you want to preserve your weight transfer. So you want to go as little as possible as to convey the idea that she has to extend. At that point, your partner will place her foot on the side, but not transfer her weight. And if she is anywhere like Eva, she might actually use a little bit of her hips, right? If she has a little bit of hips relaxed, she will then go bum, tim, taram, tim, bum, tim, taram. Now the lead has to apply brakes because you are the one that is commanding your couple to do this. So it's very important that you put your foot on the ground and press against it, not give in, because if you're too soft here, who's going to bring the couple back? Nobody. You are the last line of defense here, so you have to make it happen. You are the one stopping and holding your partner there. So this is a check step. Check as in stop. It's a stop step. So when you do this amague, it is as if you pretend to go to the side, but you actually hold some of the way back, so you step back.
That's Amague, yeah.
Yes, it's like there. If you notice, her dress pops a little bit to the side. You want the fabric to actually wave a little bit. Wave a little. That's when you're doing it right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You do it so well.
So for the leads, if you're trying to, to do that, maybe you can put that strength in the legs, straight in the floor with your foot there, and maybe you can just do this, just to be sure that that leg is so activated that the moment you will send your partner, you actually are locking that leg in position. Because it's the most common thing that the leads kind of give up with the knee there and they go there. And
Yeah, when you bend your knee, you're
you
actually
lose
stepping for
time.
real. It's not a pretend step anymore.
Yes.
It's not a Amague anymore. You actually went for it. Basketball players do this all the time. They hold one foot on the ground and they go with the ball this way, the ball that way, and that way. So their opponent does not know where the ball is going to go. So that's kind of the goal, to hold your center and go this way or that way. Now, from the side step, you're going to bring the couple back and both of you are going to step back.
I think that's the hardest probably moment for the leads. That.
Is
Yeah.
it?
I think so.
Why?
Because they usually don't use so much the hip.
Well, sometimes we forget to dance. We get a lot in the brain and we think we are the commanders of the dance, but not the dancers themselves. So I always encourage my students to actually move the body, go out all the way, be as expressive as you want to, as you can to.
Yeah, exactly.
But culturally, I think we are more commonly holding things back, not being so expressive in the kind of the men, to be expressive with the body, many cultures don't have a lot of experience in that. So here you have to really turn the hip. Turn the hip to match the mirror, because if you don't, like Eva said, you will end up walking away from the follow, then taking ownership of that balance, and then she will be pulled off her axis towards the front.
Yeah.
So you have to be respectful of the lines.
Se ven en la forma correcta.
1, 1, 2, I don't know what I'm saying. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. You see here we go parallel to each other.
Because if you go away, can you go away?
If you go away.
Don't go away. You see he's pulling me there.
No.
So if I don't react quickly to that, I will feel like falling
No, don't do that.
off my center.
You don't want to be that. You don't want to be guilty of that. So turn your hips and go parallel to her. Actually, you go back where you came from, because if you
Yeah.
are going side, notice how this transition to go into Americana is a two-step operation. I go like this. 1, my foot is already turned out. It's not like I go completely side, although that wouldn't be too bad,
No.
as long as I pivot, go forward. But if you put your foot already turned out, then the next one runs through the center like nothing. Very easy. 1, 2, for the Americana. Now, the count of this movement begins on the Americana itself. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, transfer the weight back, and then I do a Boleo related to my partner. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. See how I stay here with my weight on my left leg, and again, I check on the right.
Yeah.
So for me, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. When I'm going forward, I'm holding the weight back. And when I'm going back, I'm holding my weight forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Look at the waist work. There's a lot of waist work for me.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 Here, 4, I'm leading the Boleo. So, I have to really do a big deal of rotation of the shoulder as to give the follow the space to kick her Boleo backwards that way.
Yeah, that's right.
1, 2, 3, turn her. 1, 2, 3, turn Boleo. 1, 2, turn boleo, ocho, ocho, to another thing.
Okay.
Let's dance.
Yeah, let's dance.
¿Qué bailamos?
Mira, vamos a bailar Milonga de mis amores.
Okay, DJ Eva says Milonga de mis amores. Milonga of my loves. What a beautiful ending. That was my favorite part. Actually, I enjoy the traspiés wet and the boleos.
Good. So, did it work? Yes.
It did work.
It did work. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
I did a few different things. Sometimes I go 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I kind of like triple step. Triple step, triple step, triple step. Da-da. So I go 1, amague, triple 1, amague, 1, triple step, amague, step, triple step, amague, step, triple. This gives me a strong pull because as my partner is in the boleo and I step left like we do in the tango, it helps me bring the leg down, right? Let's talk about this on our God's view camera. Notice this. As we do a boleo, this is not milonga, this is just boleo. Can you please kick the leg up on the boleo?
Yes.
A boleo, my partner is confined to that perfect axis on the one leg in which she's standing. So As she is getting into the boleo, I turn counterclockwise. This activates her rotation. Then, as I turn counterclockwise, that's the moment of the flick. That's when she shakes it off, if she wants to. Kind of like a late boleo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on 5, she steps down. So when we do this movement, today's movement, actually I think this is a great view to show them the mirror. As I step on the ga, triple down, I have a lot of strength and weight to actually exacerbate this clockwise rotation. So I think it's really good to sometimes do that triple step. Step to the side, back, triple 1, 2, 3, triple 1, 2, 3, triple step, 2, 3, triple step. Sometimes if you feel like you can convey your message and you're having maybe a tender, softer milonga, not really pushing, then you can do, like we said earlier, Amague on both sides. 1, 2, 3, more from the frame. 1, 2, 3 from the frame. But if the rhythm kicks in, tik-ta-yam, tarik-ta-tam, tarik-ta-ram, tarik-ta-tam, 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 tarik-ta, ipa-daga-daga-daga-bam, ara-bam-bam. Really cool. So, that being said, if you feel really, really fancy, you can join the follow.
Doing boleo.
Doing boleo. And then it will be really a mirror position from the beginning to the end.
So, los muchachos tienen que empezar a practicar los boleos.
Tienen que practicar los boleos. So you guys have to hold the bar, grab the bar,
No va a funcionar.
work on your boleos, boleos, boleo, corrida, boleo. It's so trendy, right? This is so trendy.
Yeah. Va boleo. Yeah.
The bar has become a thing lately.
Yes. I think you can start by doing boleo, low boleo. Of course. Like leading the follow and doing. She can do high or back, and maybe you keep it low first. That's another step farther.
That's right.
Before they actually start thinking in lifting the leg. That's a lot of energies working there to do that.
Absolutely. So you do one step, amague, cross back, boleo. One step, amague, cross back, boleo. Is that right?
Yes.
So then I should do the same as a mirror position, which will be all on my left side, boleo with my right leg. So Americana, amague, cross back, transfer weight, boleo. Now my weight is on towards my left, so I step back. See, nobody will bring us down except me. So I had to have my weight towards my left side so I can bring the couple down again. Boleo, tam, tara, bam, bam. Boleo, tam, tara, bam, bam. And you have to be on an incline and not be afraid to fall.
The good thing about this, that it looks like, oh my gosh, I had to lead boleo at the same time I do it. But if you pay attention, what you need here is kind of to push yourself, right? To go back. And that's exactly what your partner needs from you to do her boleo. So at the end, if you pay attention, it's not so difficult. It's difficult if you don't know how to do a boleo. But if you know how to do it, you use the same energy, your partner's weight to make her do a boleo is what will help you to achieve the boleo.
You're making it sound easy though.
No, it's easy if you know boleo.
Yes, it's easy if you know boleo. But we come back to the beginning. Life is a wheel, and this class is also a wheel. You finish the same way you begin. We talked about earlier about matching the strength.
Yes.
So when you swim in the water, you actually push the water backwards. You displace the water, and this is what propels you forward. You can do the same thing in the air. It's just a little thinner, but you can actually have the same effect. As I lock my shoulder forward, I can then transfer that power onto my hip and bring myself to a rotation without having to rotate my shoulder as well. See, I push my right hand forward and it actually cancels itself. But I put power onto my right shoulder and my right hand to bring it forward. That allows me to anchor my hip, pivot, and kick the boleo. So similar as if you dance. Now, as you having to match the frame, your partner is doing a mirror position, so she's actually pressing onto your shoulder to push her boleo back. And that pressure that she feeds you with gives you the resistance you need to actually put your hip back. And that's just beautiful.
It almost looks like if you think about mirroring, when you do mirror things, it always
It's a mirror.
It's a mirror. Always, wherever you push the other person, we kind of replicate the same thing you are doing. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So you go forward, top, cross back, boleo, forward, side, cross back, boleo, forward, side, cross back, boleo, cross back, side, boleo, tim pararam paradipa bam, tim pararam paradupa bam, tabadabadi dadaba bam. Let's dance another song.
Yes, I think it's a good idea.
A little bit faster than before. You have something faster?
It's a miracle. It's a
Sácale punta esta milonga, que ya empezó. Sé que esos fuelles que rezongan de corazón. Y las pebetas se han venido de truco y flor. El tango rey que da la vida y en su mata desparrama su amor tango lindo y arramal. Que yo no lo he visto desmayar. Triunfó tango lindo que al calentar volcó su fe, su amor, varón tener que ser.
There you go. Nice.
All right, it's time to say goodbye.
It's time to say goodbye.
But last but not least,
If you enjoy our classes and you want to contribute, donate some money to Venmo or PayPal, as you can see in the screen right now. And all of those people that are not subscribers yet, please subscribe. That helps us to grow our channel a lot. Okay, thank you. Yes, that's it for today. See you next week. Mwah.